Welcome back, everyone, to the WitherCraft server. However, this is the last episode you will ever see of WitherCraft.
Dragonborn!
But Blade, why is that? You just started the series promising... Oh, crap! Ah! One moment. I shouldn't be doing this at night. You just started this series promising us an actual end this time, one with dedication where you're actually going to see it through to the end. Yes, I did, and in a very sad and ironic way, that's exactly what I'm giving you, and what everyone on the WitherCraft server is giving you. Because this is the end of the series, right? Yeah, not just for Season 3, but as a server as a whole. And the reason that happened... well, it's not really stuff that I want to get into. Primarily because it's none of anyone else's business, apart from the Withers and what happened on our group. But suffice to say, there was a falling out thanks to the one Wither who has now left the group. And it was Wither himself. And ever since said falling out, he has deleted his entire YouTube channel, only now does streaming on Twitch, and basically everyone is angry with him. There's not much more to say other than that, and it is because of him that this season and this entire series, this whole server, this world, has now come to an official stop. Now, all of that being said, this isn't the final episode of the survival Minecraft server concept that you will see from this channel, or from anyone else, such as Midnight King, Crinkly, or even the new joiner, Green Gunter. Right, we're going to start a new server. We don't know what it will be called yet. At the moment, we're stuck between Krakencraft and Stylercraft, the former sounding slightly cooler than the latter, but in reality, we're struggling to think of a name. It's one of the primary reasons we haven't started yet. And actually, oh, crapper! No. I shouldn't be doing this today either, apparently. What? Why? Guys! Go away. Anyway. We haven't thought of... We're struggling to think of a name. And that's one of the reasons, in fact, the primary reason that we haven't started recording yet. Because we want to make sure what we call the server, what we call the series itself. Like, believe it or not, thinking of a name is probably the most difficult part about starting any SMP. And obviously we can't reuse WitherCraft because now not only is Wither not here, but WitherCraft as a series comes to an end since, you know, the group itself has disbanded. So there's still the 4 members, myself, Midnight King, Crinkly Bear, and Green Gunter. And like I said, between the 4 of us, we can't really think of any decent name. The most decent one we've got so far is from a viewer and who suggested Krakencraft, but we're not sure, and we really don't know what to call it. So, if you guys like Krakencraft, you think that'll work, we'll use it, but I feel like it doesn't roll off the tongue as nicely as WitherCraft did, and preferably some sort of name that just is really smooth and sounds really pleasant to say. I think that fits well for any sort of survival SMP. To give you an example, there is another creative server that we play on just for fun and build a bunch of kingdoms. It's called Kingsland. And as you can imagine, it was Midnight King's idea. But just to give you some context there, right, Kingsland rolls so nicely off the tongue, and Krakencraft doesn't. So, no offense to you, Sigma, if you're watching this. Like, I like the name. I just don't think it rolls as nicely off the tongue as some of the other names that we've thought of in the past, or in some of the names that exist out there. I mean, something like Hermitcraft rolls very nicely off the tongue. It was the main inspiration for the whole WitherCraft series, and it's just a really pleasant word to say. It comes out very nicely. So that's the primary reason we haven't started on the next server. And like I say, in a very sad and ironic way, this is actually the first season of WitherCraft that we have seen through to the end. But it's not because we actually did everything we wanted to. It's because of a major falling out, thanks to, well, the person who the server is named after. So that's what happened, and that's what is currently happening. I almost want to say it's good that it happened sooner rather than later, because now if we transition to another server and call it whatever, I mean, we're 2 episodes into WitherCraft, I barely have any diamond tools, we don't have any bookshelves for an enchanting table, we're also all still in our starter bases, no one has made any progress on their main base yet, nothing like that, so it's, in that sense, it's sort of fine, it's better that it stops now and not, halfway through the season when we're already busy with our main bases and whatnot, because that'd be a bunch of effort lost. But this world, bye-bye. We will be using probably the same seed, again we don't know, but starting completely from scratch, and I'm very glad about that because I absolutely hate this boat, I don't know what I was thinking building it. And the main thing, like I say, is just a name. Now obviously we do need to start also sooner rather than later, and things that are making that difficult at the moment is, like I mentioned in the time-lapse of last episode, people are moving on with their real-world lives as well. King is working jobs to earn money for, well, I presume he's earning money for university, I'm not sure what his plan is. Crinkly is in the process of getting accepted, I'm in the process of getting accepted. Green Gunter's also working full-time jobs. So it's at that point in our lives where we get less and less time to do the things we want and more of the things that we have to do. It's kind of like, starting school for the first time all over again. And obviously all of that will take priority, as I've mentioned a few times. I just want to make it absolutely clear that we're not abandoning the series and we're not just going to stop because one person, well, caused an entire falling out. We will be starting again once we have a name thought of. And we will continue as normal, and we will see it through to the end properly, not just because someone decided to leave. But it will still be, how can I say, under the influence of all of us continuing with our real-world lives first, and the virtual lives second. So that's an update on what's happened, where this is going, why everything is happening the way it is, why the video is titled what it is. So without further ado, this is gonna be me signing off for one last time. Goodbye, WitherCraft Season 3. It was a fun world. We shall see you in what should have been WitherCraft Season 4. Well, it will now be, for now, is being called Krakencraft Season 1. Like I say, we'll still finalize the name. But in theory, that should be starting soon, so there's that to look forward to. Until then, this is me in my Pillager shield and iron armor, signing off. Adios, everyone.